I wasn't very happy with Helen Thomas when she apologized for saying what she initially said, and after losing her job as well. I'm unhappy with Oliver Stone and others who apologize for telling the truth, which one should never apologize for. You might apologize for your delivery of the truth. The truth is a combustible agent and can have a severe chemical reaction when it comes into contact with untruth, so a certain amount of delicacy might be called for if you want to transmit the truth without alienating the person receiving it. I say may because if telling the truth makes you feel like you have to dance around like it was some kind of embarrassment for you, or you feel the need to shade the truth to accommodate the feelings of the people who don't want to hear the truth, then maybe you should be in another business that works harmonically with the same old, and you can get yourself a job with Zio-Ogre International as an auxiliary buttboy, utility all-purpose hack, or decorative lawn ornament. I am now very happy with Helen Thomas, and I hope her recent behavior becomes a contagion. It may look like she has destroyed her legacy and trashed her reputation in her final years, but the fact is, she has put an imprimatur of divine courage and integrity upon the totality of her time here, as opposed to those who possess neither and scream the loudest. She has revealed herself to be more than she was in a profession that never allows you to actually do your job, because you have to cater to the Synagogue of Satan, which owns the media, because it owns the banks that prints the money out of thin air, which allowed them to buy everything they wanted to buy while denying the right to anyone else besides a number of the Zio-Ogre tribe. If Jesus Christ was the flesh embodiment of truth, his greatest enemies were the Pharisees, who were diametrically opposite to everything he stood for. 2,000 years later, the same truth is under fire from the descendants of the same psychopathic reptile crew. In fact, it is Christianity along with Islam that the Synagogue of Satan wants to destroy, because the legacy is a testimony of everything they've been up to since they got here. Well, I don't understand why they should be so hot and bothered about Christianity. The outer form of it has been destroying itself for a long time, and it is the biggest materialism-based supporter of the Zio-Ogre, Palestinian genociding, forced organ relocation, Gentile juicing, all in one shop till you drop into your grave, Hulva Nargila monster, non-pork eating due to cannibalism prescription against consuming your fellows, except in the marketplace, band of organized creeps on the planet. Fundi Christianity is the full-time fluffer of the Porno King Empire, relentless anathema of everything it stands for. Some hypocrisy is so grand and extreme that it ought to be bronzed like baby shoes and iconized on all of the cathedrals and institutions where fellatio rhymes with Horatio. Helen Thomas told the truth, and the pig weasel Abe Foxman proved it. Helen said, "I can call a president of the United States anything in the book, but I can't touch Israel, which has Jewish-only roads in the West Bank. No American would tolerate that, white-only roads. We are owned by the propagandists against the Arabs. There's no question about that. Congress, the White House, Wall Street, and Hollywood are owned by the Zionists. No question, in my opinion. They put their money where their mouth is. We're being pushed into a wrong direction in every way." Abe Foxman and the Huns of Hell demonstrated that what she said is true. If they don't control everything that the truth tells us that they do control, how is it that they can shut down anyone and anything they don't like anytime they want to? You can't argue with that. Well, you can argue the same way 4.5 million can reduce to 1.5 million, and if 6 were 9, you still get 6, courtesy of Jimi Hendrix. Helen was good enough to point out that she's a Semite, failing to mention that her detractors are not, which doesn't stop the ADL, APAC, and all the rest of the slandermeisters from swinging the slur like a machete in the hands of a Filipino mucker at everyone in reach. School kids should burn effigies of Theodore Herzl every Halloween as a tribute to one of the scariest and most demented kitty-eating goblins to ever walk the face of the earth. No, of course this scourge of humanity does not own the media. Yes, it does. It does not own Hollywood. Yes, it does. It does not own the music business. Yes, it does. It does not own Las Vegas, their main synagogue. Yes, it does. It does not control the porn industry. Yes, it does. It does not control most civil rights and all alternative sex organizations. Yes, it does. It does not own the central banks. Yes, it does. It does not own up to anything that it does, whenever it does, whatever it wants to do, at the expense of you and all the rest of the shit-scared, confused and seduced borderline intellects on the planet. No, they didn't fake and rewrite history to create a criminal banking cartel nation called Israel. Yes, they did. No, they weren't behind the Bolshevik Revolution and all of the gulags and murders of tens of millions. Yes, they were. No, they were not principals in the slave trade. Yes, they were. No, they did not orchestrate the Yom Kippur and Six-Day War without provocation and then blame it on the people they attacked. Yes, they did. No, they did not institute these conflicts as a means to steal more land. Yes, they did. No, they were not behind 9/11. Yes, they were. No, they did not use it to invade Afghanistan and Iraq to free up the poppy trade and to steal antiquities and oil. Yes, they did. No, they did not do hundreds of other things just as bad that I don't have the space to mention. Yes, they did, and no, I don't. Well, that's the beauty of the apocalypse. All of this coming out and they can't do anything about it. The divine, in the form of Lord Agni, walked in and set their forest on fire and made a burnt offering of 40 prison guard trainees. They demonstrated their firefighting abilities, which are on a par with their match-up with Hezbollah fighters in pickup trucks. There's a reason they're no good at firefighting, because consuming fire is entwined with their destiny, waiting in the wings. Drought is walking the land of the crocodile, swine bankers, and filling their tortured dreams with visions of the Litani River water. Their people in the cluster bomb industry are working overtime to get ready for another child-killing spree in Lebanon, because they have to steal the water. Yes, the apocalypse is revealing it all, and there's nowhere to hide from the truth, which is why they hate the truth like they hate nothing else. These blood-soaked vaudevillians are about to get swatted by the cosmic pig bladder, because this is one of the hallmarks of the summing up of this particular age, and they're right out there, in your face, performing live everything they are denying 24/7 and grabbing every opportunity to expose themselves more and more, because that's how it works in the world of limitless hubris that they define as chutzpah, and which both add up to the same spiritual cancer that is defining their motto. If it doesn't work, use force. And if that doesn't work, use more force. Subtle and suave is the order of the day. It's coming down and it's coming up. It's leaking through the seams. The ones with their fingers in the dikes are going to learn the meaning of a strap-on. It's running like swollen rivers of rage raised up against them. They have sown hellfire, and now they can reap the whirlwind. I'd like to think compassion is something I cultivate, but I don't determine the outcome. What I think is small potatoes up against the wisdom and might of the universe. Even as they are exposed as the entities behind so much of humanity's ills, they crank up more. Even as it should be apparent to a moron, they persist in pushing and conniving with body scanners and flotilla murders. Every effort at spin through all of the powerful mediums that they control is to no avail. Truth is walking their way with a handgun and a hard-on. Can you blame the universe for finally having had enough? There's only one power. You can see it as the divine and you can see it as the devil. depending on what you are, determines how you see this force and also what your destiny is. There's hope yet for many. While there is breath, there is hope. But where are the takers? They're off somewhere whooping it up in the Malamute Saloon. Good luck with that. End transmission.